Hey folks, I'm Jen Foxbot and welcome to MakerQuest. In this episode, I'm going to cover brushbots. So I guess first of all, what are brushbots? Brushbots are kind of a generic term for a fairly simple robot. They're called brushbots because usually you use a toothbrush to make them. And the toothbrush bristles act as the feet, hence brushbot. So it's essentially the simplest robot you can make. All it uses is a motor and a battery. And then from there, you just need to create a body of the robot. So here's an example of one that I built using a paper plate. So I'll turn it on. So as you can see, it's kind of a random motion, but really fun, very entertaining. So what do you need to create a brushbot? Well, basically, all you need to create a brushbot is this, which is a electric-powered toothbrush from the dollar store. So first of all, it's only $1, which is awesome. So you can build a robot for $1, plus a battery if it doesn't come with a battery. And you can look around your house to get creative about how to build the body of the robot. So for this, for example, I just found a paper plate. In terms of tools, you'll need some wire strippers and probably wire cutters, or you can also use scissors. You might need some pliers to get the motor out of the toothbrush. And then you'll need some conductive material to connect the battery to the motor. So if you don't have wire or copper tape lying around, look around your house for things that conduct, which would be things that are made of metal. So some common examples of that would be paper clips, nails, pennies, safety pins, that sort of stuff. You could even incorporate silverware if you want to get really fancy. I recommend getting a battery case if you want to make it a little more robust. It makes it a lot easier to connect to the motor, and it also makes it easier to create a switch so you can turn it on and off. I also recommend insulating the electrical parts. It's a very low voltage, low current project, so there's very little risk of hurting yourself. However, if you do end up shorting it with your hands, you might feel a little burning sensation. So to avoid that, cover things in electrical tape, or you can use hot glue, which is stuck to the plate. You can use hot glue as a way to insulate and connect things to the body of your robot. And other than that, you just need a battery. So let me gut this toothbrush and show you what's inside. So I pull off the end. So as you can see, that's where the battery would go. And twist off the top. And there's the motor. So one side of the motor has a counterweight on it, which basically makes the motor vibrate. On the other side are two metallic leads. One of them has a hole, so it's really easy to push a wire through it. And then typically with the rest of, with this case here, it'll also be connected to the other lead. So that means that the whole case of the battery acts as the other lead. So that's really easy to just test things. So I'll show you how this works. All right, so very simple. All you need is a wire, a battery, and a motor. And you can break off the toothbrush bristles, hot glue it to the bottom of the motor, and now you have a little simple robot. If I wanted to make this better, I would find a good way to connect the battery to the motor. Since I'm just showing it for demonstrative purposes, I'll call this good enough for now. Still extremely entertaining. Okay, so what are some extensions of brushbots? There's also things called artbots, which are basically the same concept as a brushbot, but instead of using toothbrush bristles as the feet to scoot around, you can use pens, or colored pencils, or crayons, or paint. So this one, oh. Oh shoot. Okay, so as you can see, they're a lot of fun. They're very simple and accessible for folks of all ages and backgrounds with prototyping with electronics. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.